Today we'll be reacting to Shower Thoughts Episode 1 by Sadagascar. And yeah, we all had shower thoughts like how do they find dinosaur footprints if dinosaurs have been dead for years? That's one thing that doesn't make sense to me at all. But other than that, let's see what his are. Oh, the whole lock-in thing and you need to get your life together. That's one. And for me, like YouTube videos, that's something that, you know what I'm saying, conjugates in my mind. And also, like, why animals don't just like crossbreed and make like super cool mutants. But
Alright, so if you're watching this video right now, that means you have electricity, and if you have electricity, that probably means you have running water. And if you have running water, that probably means you take showers, I hope. And that's why I'm making this video. Basically, if you are a fellow shower taker like me, you would know that when you are in the shower, you have these things called shower thoughts. And they are thoughts that you have within the shower. But everyone knows that these shower thoughts are not like your actual thoughts, okay? For some reason, once you start cleaning yourself, your brain just decides to question all the fucking aspects of life and why we're here, and you just think a whole bunch of bullshit. Now, if you're wondering why that happens, it's because when you're in the shower, you lack a lot of stimulation, you know? Most of the time, you're just staring at a wall while the water hits your back. So, your brain
these are a
just
lot of
thinks the
pictures
shit
of
entertain
naked
you.
dudes.
So, and you know, mine does the exact same thing. When I'm in the shower, I'm always thinking about some crazy questions I have about
Did he just get a Luxray? I watch his videos a lot. I did not know he had a Luxray in the back.
life.
Besides
So I
that,
figured why not make a video on it. So yeah, with all that being said, the first episode of Shower Thoughts, let's go.
yay.
Wait, no, real quick before the video starts, look at this, baby. We got merch. It's fucking so 5 now. And you know they were spot on. Another name things like we just decide what something's called, and it's either a hit or a. You guys ever think about how humans just name things? Like we just decide what something's called, and it's either a hit or a miss. Like I talked about this in another video. Take frogs for example. Okay, I don't know who found them or who named them, but they were spot on. Okay, those are
Real talk.
and then you got the guy who committed the first ever like heinous fucking crime and decided to give it like the most beautiful name ever. Like really, fucking felony. Like I don't know about you guys, but felony is just.
That is a nice name, bro. If that wasn't an act of like, you know, if that wasn't like a crime thing, more people would be named Felony. Like twins would be named Felony and Melody because you know how parents like to be all funny with names and junk. Low key, that's he's right.
Is elegant as shit to me. Okay, it sounds like the name of a German girl you make eye contact with at an airport and you immediately fall in love with her and then you never see her again. Like I would totally
And never
name my
talk to her
daughter
again.
Felony if it didn't represent a crime punishable by at least 1 year in prison. There's definitely some good ones though. Like you got the word bubble. That one was a fucking banger. You also got walls. Like that's perfect. What else would you call those? Same with air fryer.
But if they were named something else, wouldn't that make more sense? Because if the walls were called paper, wouldn't that make sense too? Because for years we've learned that's what it's called. But if you ask a kid, do you think it's weird that they're called walls? What do these look like? Those look like? Would they say walls or but like I don't know. If you had to ask like an intelligent alien that knows stuff, ask them, what would you call that? And they call it paper. We would think it's crazy. But if it was paper the whole time and they call it walls, we wouldn't be like, you know what? Zorborg is cooking right now. You feel me? That's something that I
fuck
think
with
about.
air fryer heavy. Like this shit is such an air fryer. But then for every one of those, you just got straight misses, right? Like fucking chlamydia, hello, and STD. That sounds like a fucking princess. You also got diarrhea. Like why do we call a liquid fucking shit the most elegant word ever? And then you got the word gorgeous. Like that's supposed to describe someone who's very pretty.
Speaking of diarrhea, why is it not called like a pee poop? You know? That sounds like a Pokemon peep poop. Why isn't it called like? Because the mixture of the two, It's wet like pee and brown like poop. People.
Why the fuck do we want to gorge them? You know what I'm saying? But I think the best example of
Got
this
it.
is the word felony because, you know, like manslaughter and first degree murder are felonies, you know? And it's just like, dude, it's such a beautiful fucking name. And like, you know, rape is a goddamn felony, you know? And it's like, why are we giving these actions like the title of felony? You know, why can't we just call it I don't know. Fucking I can't think of anything. Regardless, felony is just way too beautiful of a word to be used in the context that it was like given, you know? Like you hear the word felony in courtrooms, police stations, sentence hearings, you know, and it's just like that belongs in a fucking medieval castle, you know? That's what I'm saying. And as a matter of fact, speaking of courtrooms, this is the perfect segue into the next shower thought. Does anyone else think it's fucking stupid that we have to call the judge Your Honor? Like I understand that he's in a position of authority and he's very
you know what else is also crazy? How random people can just come in to courtrooms to watch cases. Like, you can genuinely walk into the courthouse, go through the security, obviously, and sit down and watch a murder trial. Can I say that word? To watch a trial of someone who ended the lives of 32 children. All of their family members are there crying, "You monster! Joe, I miss my Jimmy!" You know, not knowing a single thing, can just walk in there and be like, "This is interesting. Let's see what's up." Isn't that a little crazy? Because why can you just do that? Why can you be unassociated with a case? You're not a reporter. You're not an attorney like sitting in on a case to see how it works. You're just a person walking in. The fact that people can actually just do that is nasty work.
Important, but it's like, Your Honor? Really? Do you want me to suck your dick? Should I feed you grapes off the stem while I...
Yeah, also, why do we, like, what it, like, my thing for why I think that is because back in the day, like, the king, I'm not sure. I'm guessing. Like back in the day, the king was the judge, so it kind of got transferred over to, you know, nowadays where we need to call 70-year-old men who just went to law school like everybody else, Your Honor. Kind of weird.
I finger your fucking asshole? Like, why does a judge need such a medieval ass name? And I can't think of a single other profession that does this. Like, I had this one English professor, right? His name...
Actually, I'm pretty sure it's like a British thing. You can just be called a sir for everything, for anything. Like there's an, you know, Professor X. His real name is Sir something or other. I'm not sure he was ever a knight. He probably played a knight at one point. Sir Patrick Harris. No, that's a different person. Where am I? Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. Let me see. X-Men. Sir Patrick Stewart, yeah. Yeah, he's just an actor. He hasn't like fought in a, not sure if he fought in a war, but he was never a knight. So it's kind of weird that you call him a sir.
Was Dr. Skandinov. Okay, the guy got his PhD. He was about it. He was like that. Guess what we called him, okay? Fucking Tim. Because he was chill. He wasn't a fucking judge. He didn't need some stupid ass nickname to make him feel power. He already knew it. He was secure in himself already. And listen, okay, I know I sound like a guy who just caught a fucking perjury charge, but just hear me out, alright? My friend is currently fighting a case right now, right?
Damn.
He's essentially fighting a misdemeanor, and instead of having that on his record, he would rather just do community service and have it expunged from his record. And you know, in the middle of him talking to the judge, he called him sir. And the judge makes it a huge deal to interrupt him and be like, "It is Your Honor." And it's just like, dude, shut.
You let someone decide if a kid goes to jail or not, and all of a sudden they're Your Honor. Oh wait, hold on. I'm black. So if any judge is seeing this, if any judge is seeing this, my bad, Your Honor. I didn't know. I don't know what I'm being charged for. Hopefully nothing because I'm a good Christian boy. But your honor, you have to let me cook. Let him cook too. It's kind of crazy that we need to call you your honor. We don't know you like that. That's kind of. And by the way, is that on your certificate? I'm not sure how it works when you become a judge. I know you have to go to law school. I know you have to do lawyer stuff for a couple of years, whatever. But do they give you like certificate of like you're your honor now, or it's kind of like a given?
What the fuck up? And like I said before, I understand that they're a judge and that they're important and that they deserve respect and all that, but it's like, dude, these people are at the lowest point in their lives, okay? No one just commits a crime for fun. Alright, no one likes committing crimes, besides, like, King Von. So it's like to sit up there and judge this guy and get mad at him when he doesn't call you your honor while he's literally fighting for his freedom is just fucking insanity to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're about to
send the FBI is coming for him.
Just shut the fuck up. Cut him some slack, you know? Why do you care if he calls you your honor or not? You just ruined his life. And I know what the comments are gonna say. Oh, he shouldn't have committed the crime. He shouldn't have done... I know. Okay, I'm not defending the criminal. I'm just saying, yo, judge, bro. These guys clearly are just, like, regretting what they did, and you just sentence them to prison. You don't... It's not that big of a deal if they call you your honor or not. Like, just shut the fuck up. You know, that's what I'm saying. I just think it's fucking stupid. Alright, so recently me and my friends have been talking about the Anthony Edwards situation, and if you don't know what's going on, pretty much, Anthony Edwards is a very famous basketball player.
Oh yeah, I didn't make a video on this because I don't like talking about, like, controversial topics, but he is the realest individual in the last, 5 years, 10 years. He just said, you know what, I don't really care about it, David. So how much you want? 18 years? And he's like, know what I heard? He's at the start of his career. So he's making what? Let's say $20 million. If you have to pay 5% of 20 million, I'm not sure what it is really, but the baby mother would get a good amount of money, right? If he pays it all now, it may hurt him today. But in 5 years, if he's still good to play and he gets like a bigger contract, it's gonna be like a drop in the bucket. You feel me? Like that's the realest thing. Like he's really thinking ahead, and he has 3 other baby mothers. It's like, bro, how do you have this much time on your hands? Why? You have all this money but can't buy condoms. Lord.
Player and recently got some girl pregnant, and not only did she try to trap him, she got fucked in like Minnesota, I think. I don't know, that's where he plays, but she ended up moving to California once she got pregnant because of their child support laws, because the monthly payments for child support is a lot more in California than it is wherever she got fucking pregnant. But then Anthony Edwards was like, yo, ref, do something, she can't do all that, and the judge was like, you know what, you're right, that's fucking weird. So the judge then allowed him to pay 18 years of child support in one lump sum payment, 1.08 million. The reason that's so crazy.
Oh, that's a drop in the bucket. Oh, damn. Nah, he's really a gangster,
because bro. One, he's basically saying to this girl, like, yo, I care about you so little, just get the fuck out. Let me just pay this payment and then never think about you again. Which has to be just really degrading for her, right? And on top of that, child support payments depends on your monthly income, okay? And Anthony Edwards is still on his rookie contract. And Anthony Edwards is definitely gonna sign some crazy contract in the near future, so this girl really just fucked herself over moving to California. And the saddest part about all of it, there's a kid involved. There's a kid who's gonna grow up and find out that his NBA player dad rather pay $1 million than...
So I'll be honest, it may hurt in like the short... Like, what would you actually tell your kid that's what their dad did? Like, even if you hate the father, like, to the bottom of your heart, at the bottom of your heart, do you really want your kid to hate their father and, like, hate themselves because, like, they were so unwanted? Their dad just gave $1 million like it was nothing to make sure the dad never has to see her again, while all his other kids get to be, even if they're all from different moms, whatever. She's the odd one out and would never be at the family dinners, like every like on Mother's Day. I mean, not on Mother's Day, on like the other kids' birthdays. He's over here smiling with his kids. You know what I'm saying? Happy birthday, little man. Happy 12th. Here's a happy 16th. Here's a Lamborghini while you're over here getting a regular car. Like, even if you grow up with a stepdad and your mom, it's kind of degrading at the bottom of your like you'd feel away, you know?
Raise him, and he's gonna find out his dad paid $1 million to get rid of his mom. And that his mom is just some fucking NBA groupie who tried to trap him and failed miserably. Like, you know, like that is so fucking sad, dude. Fat fucking L for this chick right here. I don't even know her name. But regardless, the main reason that we were even talking about this Anthony Edwards situation is because of the fact that he is so rich that he just decided to pay 1.8 million and was like, get the fuck out of my life, you know? Like, the fact that he has so much money that he can just get himself out of a lifelong commitment, a fucking child, in one singular payment, like that's crazy. That's fucking crazy, right? That is not something humans should be able to do. But here's the thing, okay? Anthony Edwards isn't the richest guy alive. There are plenty of people who are more wealthy than this motherfucker right here. So then we start talking about the richest man in the world, Elon Musk, who happens to have about 12 different kids with like 8 different women.
Oh, other thing before I start talking about this, it's like, how come more people didn't try that before now? I'm pretty sure there are other rich people who just are slinging meat. Jesus Christ, she don't blink. Anyway, there's other rich people who are just out here slinging meat and have to pay child support every month. Why? How come they didn't just hit their baby mothers with the hey, take this, boom, get out? I'm pretty sure some of them have, but it's just not in the media. But you would think you would hear this a lot more than we do. Like a person like who got a lot of baby moms today. Like a person like I'm pretty sure Chief Keef has like 12 kids. He can't like all their moms. So it's like, man, why didn't he do this? And then on Elon Musk, I ain't gonna lie, he really went 1 for 4. Mm. Yeah, she looks like the girl from Modern Family, but older in an alternate universe that doesn't blink. These two look more each other's speed. Pretty sure that's the new addition to the family, and that's a ghost.
And then we finally put the pieces together. We're like, hold on. Anthony Edwards just nutted in a chick, paid $1 million to get rid of her, and never has to think about that kid ever again. And you know, Elon Musk has way more kids than Anthony Edwards, and he makes a lot more money than him. And we've come to the conclusion that the only logical explanation for this is the fact that he's just so fucking breaded. Okay, Elon Musk is too rich to pull out. Like, really think about that. He is so rich that when he nuts inside of a woman, the feeling of nutting inside of a girl is worth the fucking, like, I don't know, how much $1 million.
He low-key has a point, because he's $1 billion. I'm pretty sure, like, let's be realistic. Even if child support is 1% of your income, right? I know he doesn't really have an income because the whole rich people use bonds to, you know what I'm saying, buy things, use it for loans and all that junk. But let's say he makes $1 billion a year. 1% of that is nothing. What's that? That's like a smooth 10 or 100 mil to $1 billion a year. You never use $1 billion a year for anything. You have to try to get rid of $1 billion. You can order, like, what would you actually do with $1 billion in a year? If you had to spend $1 billion in a year, what are you buying? Like, you can buy a couple of houses, but even still, what's the most expensive house? Let's really, like, bump it up to $10 million. You know how many of those houses you would have to buy? And I'm pretty sure you don't live in all those houses. Like, how would you use $1 billion in 1 year? That's a pretty good question. I ain't gonna lie.
You have to pay in child support. Like, it's not worth it to pull out for him, you know? It is, once he nuts in a girl, it takes more effort for him to walk to a CVS and buy a Plan B for her than it is to just let her raise that kid and pay child support, because it's just too much fucking effort because he makes so much money. If I'm being totally honest, I don't even know like how much he makes in a day. So hold on. How much does Elon Musk make in a... Yo, what the fuck? Hold on. Hourly earnings around
Oh my god. Oh my. $1,000 a second. He makes most people's annual salary in a minute. Oh my god. $96.1 billion in a day. $344.2 billion a year. Yeah, I see why he just nuts in girls and doesn't wear a condom. Jesus, this is the ultimate. This is the method. If you don't want to go to school, just DM Elon Musk for a baby or something. Jesus.
No way he's making fucking $4 million an hour. Yo, I knew that Elon Musk had fuck you money, but I did not think it was $4 million an hour. That is not even fuck you money. That is like extraterrestrial money, dude. A fucking alien. You could buy a spaceship off an alien with that kind of bread.
Real
so
talk.
It's just kind of crazy to think about how Elon Musk is literally too rich to pull out. He does not need to. It is not worth his time and effort to pull out. Like the effort and self-discipline it takes to hold in your nut before you nut in someone, he doesn't, like, that is not worth the money to pay for a kid. He can afford that. It is better for him to just nut in the chick and enjoy the moment. That is a crazy thing, a crazy concept. And yeah, that is the second shower thought. Alright, last shower thought of the video. I need to learn how to breakdance solely for comedic effect. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I think it would be really funny to be like mid-argument with my future wife and then just bust a fucking move in the middle of it. Like, I don't know, I feel like that would be really funny. I also feel like
the main reason I agree with this because breakdancing is cool just for the move he was showing. The thing where you whatchamacallit, where you like go on the ground and like hover your legs and spin around with your legs, that's one thing I want to do before I'm like 35. Before I'm too old to move my bones like that, I need to do that for the one time. I've almost done it a little bit, but I need like a professional teacher.
Comedic effects could get you out of very intense situations. Like, imagine you're about to get into a street fight, everyone's surrounding you, and all of a sudden, you just start fucking breakdancing. Like, first of all, the guy you're fighting will have no idea what to do. His opponent is fucking breaking down. Then on top of that, you got a little crowd going. You know, if they're not boring, they'll probably start hyping up your breakdancing. And then boom, tension solved. Like, you're telling me you're about to fight a dude, he starts breakdancing and the crowd goes crazy. You're not just gonna drop the beef. You're not just gonna be like, all right, you know what, that was kind of funny. You know, I think being able to breakdance for weird comedic effects is very beneficial, you know? I need to learn how to breakdance. I definitely want to. Alright, so when it comes to my final thoughts, what the fuck do this whole video was my final thoughts. It was a goddamn shower thoughts video. Moral of the story, don't ever give up. Never stop chasing your dreams. I don't really know how I'm gonna connect that message to any part of this video, but yeah, don't give up. Follow your dreams. But yeah, with all that being,
yeah, follow your dreams. Subscribe to my channel, and I don't know. What are your shower thoughts?